So now, Ingrid, you've been with IAUSM for a bit now. So tell me how you're feeling about it.
Since the launch, I signed up before the launch because I just felt it was the right thing for me. I was trying to remember how I got on your radar, but I think it was Karen Can.
Oh, probably Karen Can.
Something came through because I had just found her in May. So this world is all new to me and I'm loving it. I'm having so much fun, and I'm having emails from people who are reaching out. We have similar, things in common, maybe the same age, maybe not the same age, but same interests.
Well, that's great. That's exactly what it's all about.
Oh, just having such a good time. So that's probably why I was ready around 11:30 to hop on here too.
Well, you know what? So was I, but I had to go find some things to do for a half an hour. I've just opened up a new Airbnb in my house.
Oh, did you? Very good.
Yeah, I've been going like a mad woman for like 2 weeks trying to get it done. Countertops changed. I gave up my bedroom with all the storage and everything, and I had to move into the smaller ends of the house. And then I had to use a small bedroom. I turned it into like a walk-in closet, and then another room for my bedroom. But I've just now I'm taking up 2 rooms. But that's okay, because this room is really great for them. It's got like a private, almost like a small dining room in the front of it too before they go in. And it's got like a little kitchenette, but they can use the main kitchen. So it's good. But because the people who owned it before, they had some dark colors on the counters and stuff, and I just never changed them, never got around to it. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to do this now. So I did a bit of an update. Had an amazing Portuguese family come in and fix it. They did such a great job, because this house is 145 years old. And I think by the end of it, they couldn't wait to get out, but they were so pleasant because every wall has an issue. Like this house is not square. It's 145 years old and everything's crooked. Like it's just, you think the things that you think should be straight are not. So it took them all day on Thursday, all day, to put in my kitchen counter. One counter, because the wall behind it is bowed. So when they put in the old counter, they actually cut the back of it, the backsplash. They cut the backsplash to match the bow. So
okay.
see Rogerio's face. So this one, because it's a nice shinier, the material's different. If we did that, we would have probably cracked, like we probably would have wrecked the counter. So, it took them an hour. It took them all day. And I'm sure, as they were so pleasant though, like so nice, but I know under their breath, they must have been swearing, like, I don't know what. It was just...
It looks good though. I saw the picture you posted. It looks very good.
Thank you. Yes. And then, they have these like weird rooms in this house. Like there's 2 rooms. One I just turned into my pantry, and one I'm now using as a dining room, which I've been trying for an hour to post the video. And a dining room, just outside. It's almost like a foyer going into the bedroom. I don't know. I never knew what to use that room for anyway. So now it's like this small dining room going into that room, and it's got a pocket door that closes it off from the rest of the house. So, so I needed some stuff done to make it look like all really nice and give them a kitchenette. So I'm making breakfast for everyone too when they stay here. So, because I like making breakfast. I'm a big breakfast making person. I don't know why. It's my favorite meal to make. So I got a little buffet thing set up. So when they come out, they have like nice warm breakfast and stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. But now I always have to ask everybody what their food allergies are. I'm booked up for the next 3 weekends. And I'm like, what are you allergic to? Blah, blah. Somebody said they're vegetarian. I was like, okay, and now I got to figure out a vegetarian breakfast. I hope they eat eggs. If not, figure out what I'm doing.
Are you vegetarian or are you almost vegetarian?
Right. Are you vegan? Because then there's no eggs, right? But if they're vegetarian, there might be eggs. So we'll see. I'm not sure. So that's been, so it's been fun, and IAUSM. And, I'm doing my practice website too, redoing that. The retreat is on there now, Rogerio.
Awesome.
So I'm also using that area to do a 3-day intensive retreat where someone gets me for 3 days. solid working, and it's full accommodations, breakfast and lunch and everything. And they also get time with Rogerio, who is our human design mentor. So he does all the human design and gene keys. So they also get time with Rogerio on Zoom while they're here, but the rest of the time is with me live, and we'll be doing a bunch of really intense working for 3 days. For those people who want to take part in that, that's on my website, the Chakra House of Healing. So it's just so some interesting stuff going on. So I don't think anyone else has come in at this point. I know Dave is on his way. He was driving home. So Ingrid, were you with us last time? Beth was. Beth, you got a reading, right?
Last time, no, I signed up for the first one, but then we had surprise visitors, and then I missed the next two because we had surprise visitors. So
Okay. Just one
So
second.
here
Let me answer these people. Oh, just need the address. They want to come over now. They won't be here for 2.5 hours. So. Oh, that sounds like Jasper.
it's Luna.
Okay. Okay. So what we've been doing, which has been so fun. So get ready, Rogerio. What we've been doing, which has been so fun, is we have been doing readings for people, which has been great. So I'm starting off, and I'm going to go grab my, good thing that you're here, because now I can just pull the I Ching card, and then you can tell them about that gene key.
Okay.
Hi, Bonnie.
Okay. So
I have a question before you start.
sure, Beth.
So like, what is how do you pull the I Ching card? Like,
How do I pull it?
yeah, like yes. I mean, I know
Hi,
that
Bonnie,
maybe
how
sounds
are
like
you?
a very basic question, but I have no idea.
Okay, so most people, sorry, I'm going to take off this sweater. I was doing it to look more professional, but I'm sweating my buns off. It's getting really hot outside. Okay, so most people, when they pull a card, whether it's any kind of tarot oracle card, usually they either let their client pull it from the deck, let them shuffle and pull. When I used to do it that way, I used to let them pull their own cards with their own energy. But since Zoom, it's had to be a bit different. So just the way that I pull the power stones, I pull the cards too. So I don't shuffle at all. I use my pendulum to go through and connect to that person's energy, and then pull the card that way.
All right, thank you. That helps.
Because then, I think with shuffling, you can still, maybe there's more than one card that has to be pulled. And how would you know, right? So I usually ask the deck first, how many cards do we have to pull? And then I ask, and then I let the pendulum pull the cards.
All right, thank you.
Then there's nothing left to chance, like, oh, should I pull this one or this one?
Yeah.
Whatever. So I let the cards do it, or let the pendulum do it, which is your energy. So the first thing, we're going to start with Ingrid today. Ingrid. Yes, we'll start with Ingrid. So Ingrid, I'm going to pull your power stone first. So what's a power stone? Everybody has a power animal, right? We all have spirit totems, power animals, which very shamanic, that comes from a very shamanic background. And sometimes you have more. And if you ask some native traditions even think that you have 12, one for every month. But you have at least one. Let's just go with that. So you have at least one. Sometimes you have more than one. Some people are like Dr. Dolittle and they have lots of them. So what we're going to do today is two things, actually, now that I say that. The first thing I'm going to pull for you is, I will pull your power animal for you as well, but I'm going to pull your power stone because the crystals are the same. We all love all the crystals, just like we love all the animals, but there's certain crystals that will speak directly to you at this phase in your life. And the interesting thing about the crystal is that it can either be something like when I tell you about the crystal, which I'll email you the description afterwards, the crystal will either be, I'm going to turn this off. The crystal will either be exactly like you, your characteristics, or it will be everything that you've been recently asking for. It will be able to help you with that. Okay. And then the other thing I'm going to pull for you is the your spirit animal. Okay, the power animal, and it may either have a message for you or it may actually have, it might be your animal. And so I'll pull those real quick for you first. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull your I Ching card. Usually that's what Dave does, but I won't do that. If he comes in, then he'll do it. So pull that I Ching card for you. And that is equivalent to your, one of your DNA codes, one of your DNA keys, your gene key. And Rogerio will give you a little lowdown on that, what that gene key means. Okay. So last time we were able to do three people in an hour. So we'll see what happens today, because, you know, sometimes some of it has a lot to say. So I'm getting a lot of permission to go in, and it's already working for me. All right. This side, above here. That one, that one, that one, that one, this one here. Okay, so the first one, and what I love about this book is it's not your most common stones. You can get them all, like, you know, on Etsy or something like that. But they're not your most common stones. And the really cool thing about energy is that you don't really have to physically have the stone, because some of the stones are inexpensive and some of them are very expensive. So you don't actually have to have the stone, because what you could do is just write the name of the stone on a piece of paper and just kind of, you know, connect with your own energy and ask for it to bring in the qualities of that stone to that paper until either you get your hands on the actual stone, or if that's all you can have right now, that's fine. Okay. So so your stone is called Bumblebee Jasper. So Bumblebee Jasper, the key words for this stone is creative manifestation, adventure, mental acuity, personal power, and confidence. The elements of this stone are earth and fire, and the chakras that it works best with is your sexual, which is your second, your sacral chakra, and your solar plexus, your third. Okay. I'm basically, for the sake of this today, I'm going to give you the summary of this stone, and then I will send you the actual full write-up. Okay. So spiritually, Bumblebee Jasper invigorates one's will and creative capacity, and it works spiritually to teach one the possibilities of manifesting your dreams and your inspirations. Okay. Emotionally, this stone helps you to go beyond your fear and your hesitation, enhancing your confidence and your sense of adventure. Physically, this stone offers vibrational support for your intestines, your liver, and your kidney. And the affirmation for this stone is, I join my will and power to my inspiration, and I manifest my creative dreams in the world. So if you didn't get that, don't worry. As I said, I'll send it to you. So I join my will and my power to my inspiration, and I manifest my creative dreams to the world. So it says, interesting, this one sentence I stopped on. So Bumblebee Jasper is a stone of adventure. It stimulates one's mental acuity. So you're more able to notice the cubic centimeter of chance, the moment when golden opportunities arise and can be seized, and it does it quickly. There you go. It can increase the level of activation of the complex neurons in the gut, making it possible to be more readily be aware of your gut feelings or your instincts. Our instincts must become conscious in us if we are to benefit from the aspect of our intelligence. This stone helps this process through its intensification of the energies in this area. So it sounds like your intuition gets all ramped up with this stone. So that's really great. It also works with moldavite. You know, it's so interesting to me how where the hell is my piece of moldavite? Moldavite is a meteor. And it's really interesting to me that in the last this is our 4th session. So in the last 3 sessions before this, almost every stone I have picked for someone works with moldavite. Like that's a complementary stone to it is moldavite, which is so strange. Even tektite, like so it's works well with meteor pieces for some reason. Who knows? But that seems to be coming up a lot with these stones that I'm pulling for everybody. Weird and wonderful. My new word is weirderful. It's just weirderful. All right. So when it comes to your animal, so is there an animal in this book for her? There is. Is it here? Is it on this page? 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 It's on this page. Is it on that side? P? Q? Q? Her, that's it for her? For Ingrid, this is hers. Quail. Quail. So it gives page numbers in the table of contents, but there's not one page number on a page. All right, so I just want to check if this is a message. Is this a message for her? Is this her power animal? So this is actually one of your power animals. It says you're happiest when you're surrounded by a number of people that you're close to, such as family and friends, and when you're participating with them in group activities. You give a lot, and in doing so, the people who receive what you have to give are nourished in body and soul. You're romantic, an attentive partner, and you indulge consistently and frequently in the emotional and physical intimacy that you share. Sometimes, when others least expect it, you'll burst into song, a loud proclamation, or laughter, and lighten up the atmosphere in the group or person that you're with. So that's the characteristics that the quail brings to you. And I would look this up on Google too, just like spirit animal quail or totem animal quail. The really good thing about this on Google, doesn't matter which one you pick, they're pretty much consistent in their description. So I only have like a summary. So you probably want to go get a deeper and more in-depth description of that and everything that the quail brings to you. Okay. So let's pull some cards. First, I got to find out how many of them there are in here. I think for today's sakes, we're probably only doing, we're only doing 1, 2. Sorry, you're getting 2. I thought I was going to get away with 1, but apparently not so. Anything in that side? Anything in here? In here? That's your first one. All right, so the numbers are 61 and 55. So if you're going to give her sort of a brief lowdown on those, Rogerio, 61 and 55. You're on mute.
So 55 is about freedom. And interesting enough, this one is about our evolution and involution for the future. And the way,
That's a big one. There's a lot to say.
yeah,
Maybe we should just keep it with 61 because 55 is huge. That's a huge one.
55 is called the dragonfly's dream. And the dragonfly is interesting because it basically transforms. And the dream of the dragonfly is that it wants freedom. It has everything it needs, but it wants freedom. So that's why it's so related to these 55. And it's the only one that freedom comes as a gift and a city or divine essence. And the 55 also, the shadows, it's about the victimization and the, what's the other one? Trying to, wow, yeah, this one is, it's too much victimization and complaining. So
this is too much. It's just brief. There's no way. This is a giant one.
Yeah. So there's a dilemma here, and dilemma is about looking for the external validation and the drama of life, and that can also be applied to family. So we are going to, by the way, we are going to discuss this in our other group sometime in the future. So that would be something interesting for you to look into. The 61, yeah, I'm just briefing it out.
Yeah, just brief.
The 61, it is, where is it? 61 is in the mind. And it's about inspiration that we receive from source, basically, and how we to bring that into our lives. It's about language of light, and there's the shadow of it. It can bring psychosis, and can be the fanatical or disenchanted. So that's the words that the Gene Keys uses. And it's about, yeah, the Holy of Holes. So basically the 61, it comes in the, it's related to the pineal gland. And that's how basically we get message from source. And when we bring those message, a lot of times we might question why things are the way they are. So are we just letting that come through us, or are we questioning? And when we question, that can bring psychosis too.
It's cool.
So this is just related to the Gene Keys. Another area of the shadow is when it comes to us and we get fanatical about it, by believing it's the only thing and not being open-minded.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah, when we are open-minded, we bring creativity into play. I want to say also that the animal that you just brought up, it's related to the gene key number 37, and it's also about the family. So everything is related to what you said.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah.
amazing, eh? Just
Yeah, and the crystal.
okay, thank you.
And the crystal too.
Yes.
So it all ties together.
Yes, all ties together.
So cool. I just love how this stuff happens. So it's amazing. So if you do have the Gene Key book, if you don't have it and you want to be part of our group, I would say get it, the Gene Key
Yes.
book.
Yes.
We're going to be stepping into we're starting with gene keys 22 and 55, and Rogerio, you and I have to discuss how we're gonna like get into this, because these are two very big and very important. It's all about our evolution and involution, but it's gonna blow your mind. So, and this is gonna take us several sessions to like get through, like several sessions to get through. I was just listening to 22 again this morning on audio. And I was like, so there's like, there's a lot. So it's interesting. Dave's here now, so he'll be pulling the Ching cards. We have already done them, Dave, for Ingrid. So there you go, Ingrid. And if you do,
Thank you so much.
You can read some more in more detail about 55 and 61.
Amazing. Thank you both.
Awesome. So who's next? Why don't we pick Luch? Have we done you? No, we have not. So Dave says no, we have not.
No.
Okay, so we're pulling the crystal and the animal. Start with that. Okay, so for Day, or sorry, for Luch. Yep, and here, no. Nope. Yes, here. Up here. That one. That one. This one. Ooh, that's a new one I haven't pulled before. So it's called, I like the new ones I've never pulled before because they're always so exciting to read about. These are the things that excite me. It's called Healer's Gold. It's called Healer's Gold. Oh, look, you know what? I was just thinking about her, and here she is, Alicia. So Alicia, Ingrid, Beth, and Bonnie, for those of you that don't know, she heads up our student council. So, you know, if you want to be part of the student council, definitely hit up Alicia for sure. So Healer's Gold. Keywords are healing, grounding, high frequency energies in the body, energetic harmony, and balance. And the element of this particular stone is the earth element. And its chakras are actually all of them. This is also called, this used to be called Fool's Gold. So just a second here. There was another word that it had here that I want to get that word. Yeah, it's also been known as pyrite and magnetite. It's also known as pyrite and magnetite. And it's mined in Arizona. I'm just giving you some of the lowdown here. But this stone is not for fools, even though it's called Fool's Gold. It's Healer's Gold, basically. It can be used on any chakra. And one of the most beneficial layouts would include 7 of these stones, 1 on each chakra. So if you were doing healing for someone else, or I guess even for yourself, is to actually place 1 on each chakra. The strong positive energies of Healer's Gold will work in synergy with all of the other stones, as well as with Reiki or any other healing modalities. This stone is a source of prana, of life force, as well as an integrative balancer of all of one's energy systems. Oh, well, this is an interesting stone. It facilitates the initiation of new creative projects. It's not a stone that brings new inspiration, but it does enable one to cheerfully follow through with appropriate actions until one's vision is fulfilled. I'm going to write these down so I don't forget who to give what to. It can create a sense of overall well-being. This is really cool. Comfort in the body, confidence, acceptance, balance on all levels. Sleeping with this stone can can enhance relaxation and allow for restoration of the body's magnetic and auric fields during the night. It can also help shield one's aura from negativity or disharmonious influences during the day. Works really great with black tourmaline, smoky quartz, obsidian. Really great for grounding. It's a powerful meditation tool. It creates a vortex of magnetic energy around you, protecting the physical vehicle while the consciousness remains free to explore other realms of reality. And it's a shield against electromagnetic fields emitted by computers and other electronics. So that's really interesting. So spiritually, this one is incorporating the energies of a healing session as fully as possible. It draws high frequency vibrations into the body and assists one in grounding these frequencies into the earth plane for the manifestation of one's desires. Emotionally, it assists you in people who are indecisive to make clearer, more confident decisions, lends one to a solid base from which to experience and explore your emotional body. Greater level of self-knowledge can be obtained with this stone. It's an excellent healing stone physically. It strengthens the blood, assists in oxygenating the body, increases the vitality of the physical vehicle, and particularly useful in dealing with issues of assimilation, as well as bowel imbalances and problems with elimination. It is beneficial in instances of male infertility and testicular or prostate problems. So the affirmation is, I align with the perfected pattern of optimal wellness as I heal myself and assist in the healing of others. Great stone. Great
Thank you
stone.
very much.
Sorry, I'm
This-
just writing
thank you.
down. You are welcome. And then I'm just going to grab your animal for you and see what the quick message is for you. And I didn't even know. So see, I learned something right now. I did not know that the crystals and the stones aligned with the gene keys, Rogerio. So that was very cool piece of information to know. G. It's G above here. This one, this one, this one, this one. The gorilla. Gorilla. And for the gorilla, it says, although others may perceive you as rather intimidating, you're very gentle, tender, compassionate, and would only become aggressive if someone seriously threatened you or your family. You're loyal and extremely protective towards your family and loved ones. You carry yourself with an air of dignity and nobility, yet without a trace of arrogance. You're quite social to the point of feeling lost without the company of others. You're very observant and have an excellent memory for what you see and hear. So gorilla is one of your power animals.
It's pretty, yeah, it's quite amazing. Yeah.
And Dave, do you have an I Ching card?
Yep. Are you able to hear me all right?
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
So Luch, it is number 43. And that's breakthrough. Above lake, below heaven. The lake rises to heaven. Evil gives way to good. A lake rises into the sky, creates an unnatural imbalance that cannot hold. The weight of water hanging overhead is oppressive and threatening. So it is when inferior and evil people rise to exalted positions of power, a breakthrough is inevitable, bringing them crashing down from the high places. The good will always naturally rise again through the creative will of heaven.
Nice. So what number was that?
43.
43. Rogerio. Woo, 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 woo.
That all of a sounded like a gorilla, didn't it, Luch? Right. That's how I was going with that. Nice.
So I want to say also that The fool's gold or pyrite is
Yes.
also related to number 38. And the gorilla is also related to, where is it? 59.
So 38 and 59, you want to read about those too.
Yeah, and now we have the other one is
43.
43. 43. Oh, it's about breakthrough and needing to be right. So there's a dilemma of the dilemma there is about knowing what's right and what's not so right. When that happens, the shadow can come in a sense of deafness and can be either worried or noisy. And the gift is inside, and the city is epiphany. Yeah, and where was here? Another thing is also. Hey, where are you? Yeah. And it's about, it's related to the inner ear, and it's acoustic. That's why, there's definitely, it's almost like we only hear whatever we want to hear. Yeah. But there's so much that
You gotta read.
like, yeah, I'm
gotta
just
read. It's
I'm just
hard. It's a lot of
Yeah.
information that he's going through.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's about life, and breakthroughs that we have when we are listening and when we are basically not hearing, and there's too much noise in our life.
Cool.
And that's going to impact, especially on an individual life.
Awesome. Yeah. So definitely, if you've got the book or the Kindle, definitely read it, because there's no way to give you like a briefly with those. We try to wrap it up really, like in the last weeks, we've been trying to wrap it up into a little package, but you don't know until you read it. And I have to say, like, every one of the keys that I've read about myself directly, I've had to read it like over and over and over again. And every time I read it, I see something I didn't see the last time I read it. So it's not something that you just read and go, oh. Like, you have to kind of go back and go over it again and again and again. And it's just, it's a very interesting thing that happens. So,
But I know about noise. I've been living with noise all my life, so it's totally accurate. And yeah.
Awesome. As long as it speaks to you, that's the thing, right? So, it's amazing to me how these readings are going, like how great they're doing. Bonnie, I know you keep getting up and getting down. Are you good for a reading? I can't hear you, hon.
Hello, yes, I just had to get situated.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Alicia, how are you? Are you going to say hello? There she is.
Hello, Missy Woman. Of course, I'm going to say hello. How
Howdy.
are you? Aloha. Hi, everyone. How are you? Hey, so good to see you finally.
Yes, I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah, me too. I was listening.
Yeah, so we do this every week now. So whichever faculty members show up, they get like wonderful, everybody gets some great readings. And if we can get through some, we give some to the faculty too, if we can.
Oh, cool.
So
I think we
Yeah.
started that, was it our first one? I think was more faculty that we read for, and and everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, this is great!"
yeah. The first one was all faculty. It was great. Okay, so I'm just connecting to Bonnie, getting permission. Okay, here. here, above here, this one, the very first one. Okay, so this stone is called Bixbite, which is also known as red beryl. So let's look at that. Ooh, nice red stone. So it kind of looks like that, if you can see it.
Oh,
Okay. And beryl spelled B-E-R-Y-L, and Bixbite, B-I-X-B-I-T-E. So bite, Bixbite. The key words are vitality, courage, love, self-esteem, passion. When I read those words, I want to say that vitality actually felt like it was jumping out of my chest. So I think it's really vitality for you, as well as all the others, but definitely vitality. The element is earth, and the chakras are the root chakra, so grounding, and your heart. Yeah. This is a member. Let me see. It stimulates your courage, your passion, your physical vitality, your strength of purpose, and a dynamic personality. It helps you by remaining centered in the heart, compassionate towards others and yourself, and loving in your own actions. It blends the energy of the heart and the root, helping you to draw life force from the earth and enhancing your emotional bonding with the world and other people. It can help you revitalize. So if you're wearing it, it can actually help you to revitalize people around you who are fatigued, stressed, or convalescing after a long illness. It opens the heart chakra. Repressed memories or past woundings may begin to come to the surface. This is an opportunity for you to, or for someone around you that might get the energy of it, to release and clear those memories.
wow.
Freeing the energy previously used to keep the memories unconscious for a discretionary use of the individual. So sometimes what happens, you understand what I'm just saying.
Yeah, it takes energy to keep things. in
Yeah, to
check.
keep things, yes, absolutely. So this is an excellent stone for enhancement of love relationships. Recommended as a gem for engagement or wedding rings. There you go. Right? Why do we always use diamonds? I think it could be like any stones, right? It enhances emotional communication and understanding in intimate relationships. Stir the fires of passion and can assist one in finding the courage to make deep emotional commitments. This is a stone of courage. It harmonizes the root and the heart again. Bixbite harmonizes with ruby. It's an excellent heart stone such as morganite, emerald, rhodochrosite. There's a whole bunch of stones that it's really good with. Aquamarine. Phenacite, berylinite are powerful tools with this stone. It's a powerful earth element, and it's for those who manifested illness due to this lack of self-love. And it's a means, or used it as their lack of self-love as a means of self-attack. It can help feel loving towards yourself and for others. It can encourage your honor the gifts, your gifts and your abilities. It seems like it's very physically helping too. It strengthens the liver, the bone marrow, the sexual organs. It increases general vitality and stamina, supporting the physical ability to the body's ability to repair itself.
It's like a panacea.
Geez, I want to wear this like an armor, like all over me. Like this is a great stone.
Well, actually, I just got connected with a session for self-sabotage, which, it's the kind of thing that I do take a lot of energy to work overcoming, but it's apparently a pretty long-standing pattern. So I'm really happy to have this as kind of
Yeah, this is a powerful stone
affirmation.
for you. This is a great one.
yeah.
It strengthens your entire vibrational field.
All right.
It especially stimulates the Earth Star. So do you know what the Earth Star is?
Yeah, under your feet.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know what the Earth Star is, it's a chakra that's about a foot to 2 feet below your feet, and it follows you around. It's in the earth.
Wow.
It's like your super grounding chakra, like super ground. It's got some other talents as well, but that's
I'm blown away. Yes.
it stimulates one's action, assists one in becoming unstuck when one can't see a way out of an undesirable circumstance. Can I get like, like shares in Bixbite or something? Like, this is a great stone.
Yeah.
There's some really wonderful stones that have shown up today. Like, as someone who works with people, like I'm sitting here going, I need to have some of this around here.
Yeah.
Bixbite helps one to feel a higher degree of self-esteem and to take more for oneself on all levels. So being more like making yourself first, right? It's an excellent stone for healing from sexual abuse, and it helps prevent one from attacking oneself through self-sabotage, self-mutilation, or self-destructive behavior.
Hello. Well, my therapist can be very happy about this.
So this is a great stone for you. And the affirmation is, I dive into life with courage, passion, confidence, joy, and love.
Excellent. Wow. This was, yeah. Beautiful.
So
Okay.
that is called Bixbite.
That's
So
good.
I will send you the full write-up on it.
Oh, thank you.
I pretty much read most of it just because I thought it was really fascinating. I just don't go through most of it anyways. But I will definitely send it to you because you should have it. And that, like I said, all three of these stones are not probably stones you're going to find in your regular run-of-the-mill crystal shop. You're probably going to have to go to something like an Etsy.
Yeah, okay. And what's the title of the volume that you're reading from?
Oh, the book that I'm reading from?
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
Yeah, I love this one. And I love it because it doesn't have just your, it has the amethyst and stuff in it, but it has so many beautiful stones in it, not just your common ones that everybody buys.
Yes, I get a lot of messages about crystals on the inside, then I have to go figure out what they are. And some of them have been profound. This one, could have been showing up and I didn't recognize it as such. So that's beautiful.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And so let's take a look at your animal. I'm interested to hear what gene key comes up for you. So Bonnie, is she on this page for Bonnie? Okay, is she on this side? No. Over here. First one. Second one. Third one. Third one. Huh. The alligator. Crocodile. I remember the first time I had I don't know if I told the story right. I had a party at my house when I was living, in the city. And I had a party at my house and I was doing power animal readings for everybody. And I took everybody into a journey and they came back with their power animals. So they were telling us what their power animal was. And everybody was like, mine's a lion, mine's a this, mine's a that. So everybody was telling, and this one girl was really quiet and she was like crying. And I said, well, what's your power animal? And she said, I don't want to talk about it. And I was like, what is it? And she said, it's a beetle. And she felt like it's a bug, it's a beetle. So I didn't have it in my book. So I jumped on Google right away, found out and when I started reading to her what the characteristics of beetle was, by the end of it, she was like, I'm a beetle.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yes, yeah. It is, it's, the concept versus the understanding.
Right. So your alligator, I just want to see if this is actually a message for you as well. Message. Sorry, I have to always go with my gut too. And is it a power animal or is it it's a message? So this is not your power animal. The alligator wants to give you a message.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So the message is, take your time to digest what you're now learning rather than rushing ahead to pursue further education or gather more information. So take your time to absorb it. You need to be very protective of your personal territory and assertive about setting boundaries.
Got it.
This is a time for renewal and new beginnings as you emerge from a dark period in your life.
Okay.
Be sure to gather all the facts, look at the situation from all sides before passing judgment, making any decisions, or taking action. It's an important time to honor your ancestors in any way that you choose. I just want to see if the crocodile has anything to say here. Or if that's just still the, yeah, no, you got to go to for the crocodile. It's the same. Yeah, alligator. Okay. So the crocodile and alligator, the message is the same. So it's an important time to honor your ancestors in any way that you choose. So nice message.
Very good. It's like, yes, I can definitely embody that one. So
Awesome. Your turn, Mr. Hillis.
Oh, hey. Howdy.
you can chew on that one.
Yeah, just, on your spare time, some of the little, little stuff that happens that we're spewing out, like everybody just, it's like a spiritual roller coaster. Like, woohoo! Everybody's hands up. All right, so we have number 41.
41. We're in the 40s a lot today. 41.
Decrease. Above mountain, below lake. The lake below the mountain, a simple sacrifice. Evaporation decreases water in the lake and disperses it upon the mountain. It is the nature of the lake to give of itself for the benefit of something greater. When one makes simple sacrifice for the well-being of another, the decrease brings no shame. Letting go of what has fulfilled its usefulness is another form of decrease that leads to success.
Oh, decrease as simple sacrifice without, what's the word for, I'm trying to think of the other word for it that isn't so good.
How do you interpret what you just read, Dave?
Well, the whole thing for me was to recognize that even though it might be a sacrifice, but it's still actually coming back to us. So just like it's the betterment of all of it. So as it evaporates, which in water is the element of emotion. So as that evaporates and lets go, but then we get to have the beautiful snow as it's falling on the mountaintop. And so it's that cycle of, we think that we're losing water, because like the lake's getting dry or something, but it still all comes back through. So this wonderful cycle that happens over and over and over. So it may seem like it's a sacrifice, but not necessarily. It's still keeping in the mix of everything and continuation of that energy flow.
So to me, it's like not deprivation. It's just returning to the essence.
Mm-hmm.
And, seeing a bigger picture that can evolve. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of that in there, it really felt like to properly or use a filter even of what you are perceiving as something being taken away or that you're giving up.
Yep. Yep. That's the mind thing because, the spirit has got a different track.
Right. Usually divine timing and all that is not the same as our time frame.
No.
Yeah.
I'm learning that.
Preach.
That's what the inner realm is about. So I'll accept that today because it does. It just changes the whole terrain from personal to impersonal in a very beautiful way.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Great. And Rogerio? You're on mute.
So I'll start with the stone. So the red barrel or big spike is related to Jinky number 5, which is about the patience and impatience. and it's about when it comes in a shadow, it being about pessimistic or pushy. And basically, we have to surrender to whatever it's going on. At the same time, number 5, it's about the whatever is the rhythms of life and the way we usually like to feel comfortable with the whatever we set for us. Let's say, for example, at home, everything is organized. We don't like to move things around too much. And sometimes that's why we have to be patient to see the what life brings to us. The alligator, it's also related to number 17, and it's about the gift is of farsightedness. And when we are patient, we are able to bring farsightedness into our life, because we are able to analyze all that it's going on and see what is good for us or not so good for us.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And the 41, it's about when fantasizing, basically. And when we fantasize, we can go be very dreamy or then hyperactive. And the dilemma that exists is about what are we going to plan. So this comes into alignment with the other ones that we talk about, because if we are patient, we are able to see way far ahead, and then we can bring in like the name for the gift here is anticipation. And anticipation is about how does it say here? It's about us having the ability to tap into the manifesting field that exists around us. And everything is correlated with being patient, and just trust that source or consciousness is going to bring whatever we need.
Excellent. Very solid kinds of feedback.
So while they were reading, and we haven't pulled this card before, but I felt a need to pull from one of my other cards for you, and temptation showed up.
Oh,
And so temptation is really about where in your life are you suffering from addictive behavior and self-limiting beliefs. But the addictive behavior is not addictive like we know, like drugs, alcohol, like that's not what it's talking about. It's your addictive behavior to negative behavior towards yourself that's keeping you disconnected from source.
excellent.
I mean, we can never be disconnected, but it's almost like you're turning your back. You don't want to, but you are.
Yeah, it's a defense. Yeah, beautiful. Well, great. So
Awesome. Thanks for joining us, Alicia. Sorry, she's got to go.
thank you so much.
So that's really good.
Hey, Alicia.
And it's a good time to look at the people in your life. Who is in your life that's draining you?
Yeah.
Right? Think of yourself as if you're like, sometimes, okay, we have there's two things, right? Number one, you've got your own energy, right? And your own issues, your own challenges and struggles. But because you're aware of them, because you're trying to make yourself better, because you are more of what I want to call a connected person, more awake. Okay. You can be awakened, but not in acting in the best behavior towards yourself. Right. So more awake. People who are asleep without knowing it, it's almost like if you had an energy plug and they're just plugging into you when you're there. because their energy wants to take from you. They're not doing it on purpose. It's just what happens.
Yeah.
Right. So you just want to, keep yours being, by keeping yourself aware of that is saying, no, I'm not letting that happen either.
Yeah, this is a big lifetime pattern too, because it was a little, more challenging than I knew how to deal with at the time. And now I'm like, kind of like reconstructing that whole section for, more autonomous.
Autonomy. The one thing to always keep in mind is when things happen to us at one time in our lives, I don't know how long ago this thing is that you're dealing with, but when we deal with something, sometimes we weren't equipped at the time to deal with it. So you took it in a certain way, you absorbed it, metabolized that situation in a certain way, but now you've grown, you know more. So if that situation had arisen today, you would be able to deal with it differently.
Yeah.
Right. So always remember that our subconscious and our body remembers things at the time that it happened. So that's why thinking about something is just reliving something in another time. It's not who you are now.
Okay.
As you mentioned that, Aisha, that like the imagery that I had was, it's kind of like if you take a picture, like the old Polaroids, it does the whole thing. You had to wait for it to to develop. So at the situation, you take a Polaroid of it, but then as long as you're not using that as you're guiding through something, because that was that snapshot in the time frame, as opposed to taking that way to see what actually is in front of you.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, things get stuck that are kind of traumatic at the time, and getting the perspective to let them go in a holistic way. In other words,
Okay, can I suggest something?
Yeah.
Letting go and releasing, to me, it's outdated terminology.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Think about embracing it.
Transforming it, right? Welcoming and
Embrace it, bring it in.
Yeah.
You are full of light. You are a light being.
Yeah.
Right?
it.
Outside of you, there's a lot of darkness. What do you like, so you're releasing it into that. What you want to do is embrace it,
Right.
bring it in and transform it.
Got it. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Plus, with quantum physics, it's proven what we push against pushes back with equal pressure. So we're releasing, we want to release so bad, we're pushing it away from us. It's pushing back. But when you bring it in, there's no resistance.
Okay, right, because getting above it is part of it, and then actually absorbing it is the other.
Right. Well, guys, another fantastic session. One day we might get to another facilitator. Who knows? Probably not. We'll have to have our own session. Yes, the guest house. I actually have that. Do you have that? Yeah, I have that poem right here. Do you have that poem there, Beth?
Not handy, but it happened to cross my path again in the last couple of weeks.
I actually do have it. It's just in one of my binders because I actually use it with people a lot. There's two. So the guest house is, this being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep through your house, empty it of all its furniture, still treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. So that's a great one. Another one of my favorites and I think is really good one for you. And I don't even know who wrote it. And I think it was written back in 1935, 35 to 39, but I don't know who the author is. Maybe somebody else here does. The Girl in the Glass. When you get what you want in your struggle for self, and the world makes you queen for a day, just go to the mirror and look at yourself and see what that girl has to say. It isn't your father or mother or friend whose judgment upon you must pass. The one whose verdict counts most in the end is the one staring back from the glass. She's the girl to please, never mind all the rest, for she's with you right up to the end. And you've passed the most dangerous, difficult test when the one staring back is your friend. You may be the one who got a good break, then say I'm a wonderful gal, but the one in the glass says you're only a fake if you can't call that person your pal. You may fool the world down your pathways of years and get pats on your back as you pass, but your final reward will be heartache and tears if you've cheated the girl in the glass.
Self-love and self-respect.
Right?
That was powerful. It's beautiful.
I love that one. That one used to make me cry when I was like in a bad place. I would just read it and cry.
Yeah. I can do it.
Absolutely.
Are you doing artwork, Luch? what you making?
This is a lighthouse.
For today's, oh, nice.
Getting all the good vibes, like, you know, all the good words, and I don't have the right words for it, but I think, you know, it's like a lighthouse. A lot of the things we heard it guides us in our future and everything.
Awesome. Love that. That's so great.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you for thank you for sharing that. That's
That's
amazing.
fantastic.
Well, thank you everyone again. What a wonderful class. We're starting, for those of you who are able to come, unwind your wounds and step into your mastery, the group. We're starting August 31st with a new session. This one's going to last a few. We're going through the 22nd and 25th gene keys, but they're big. They're big, and there's a lot of stuff to talk about, and I'm excited to do it. Where to begin? I think it's just going to be this like thread that just keeps unwinding. Like it's just going to be it's going to be this great thing. I don't think it's, we're going to try to keep it to some kind of, I don't know, but I don't think it's gonna, I think it's just, it's going to be a lot of discussions. It's going to be great. All right. See you guys later. Have a fantastic weekend.
See you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you
Bye.
so
Bye, everyone.
much.
See you later. Bye-bye.